Well, welcome to the annual meeting and the election of Pine Ridge officers tonight at Wednesday, December the 19th at 6:30 p.m. at 4801 Lakeside Club Boulevard in Fort Myers. I think everyone has signed in. If you haven't, would you please? Is that on? Would you please sign in? Okay, do it. You have
That's something when he has to remember his number by heart.
Hi, Ken. This is Tom.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. How you going out there?
We got you in front of everyone.
What was that again?
You're on in front of everybody for the meeting here.
Okay, we're getting ready to get started. We just want to get you on the line first. All right. Call the roll, please.
Tom McIntyre, here. Janet Mirando,
Here.
Scott Harris,
Here.
Ken Jerome, here. Mike Lellen, here. Phil Schiavano, here. And John Fricker, here.
I was reading off the old agenda and it did not have pledge, so would you please stand for the pledge? Thank you, Becky.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Since we're here for an election, I guess the ballots have come in and our manager has counted them, so do we have a quorum?
We do have a quorum of proxies. We have 252, and there are 232 required.
Thank you. Was this properly noticed?
Just
Yes, it was properly noticed.
Okay, I guess we can officially call it to order now. But before I go, I know there's been a lot of concern and talk around the community. So you may already be aware of this, but to some of you it may come as a surprise. Last Wednesday, December the 12th, one of our maintenance men, Brett Sullivan, met with Janet, Eric, and me to inform us that he was resigning from his position at Pine Ridge. He made it very clear that it was a time for change. He was not receiving the benefits that he needed or whatever, but he told us that he could no longer work here and be happy with his job. So he's going to look for something else. I know that Janet, Eric, and I were very disappointed with this and regret losing a long-time employee. I'm sure that many of you feel the same way. However, if somebody has decided they don't want to work here and quits their job, you must accept that and move forward. We value all the hard work that Brett did for our association in his 10-plus years of employment here at Pine Ridge. He had a great run here working with and for this community. I've asked Eric to start looking for someone of comparable skill and quality to replace Brett. We are using temporary workers supplied by the staffing company People Ready to help us while we find a permanent replacement. To those of you who are disappointed with this news, I understand your feelings, because I think most of us were quite fond of Brett. I do want to remind everyone and make sure that you recognize that while the maintenance department is a critical component of the association, as well as a very public part of the association due to the amount of interaction they sometimes have with their residents, we must keep in mind that the maintenance is only about 10% of our budget and only about 10% of our day-to-day operations. So although it's important, it's not really significant as far as the money is concerned. For those of you who are upset or concerned by the staffing change, I assure you that we will be fine. We've talked this over in the absence of a single individual, including our manager, cannot upset the operations of the entire association. And everyone, no matter how fond we may be of them, is replaceable. In my experience, more often than not, a change such as this is actually a positive, as well we will have a fresh, enthusiastic employee that are excited about the job and ready to work and re-energize our current employees.
Wow.
You have something to say?
Right.
Well, I'll be through in just a second. And
Oh, yeah, I was just talking to somebody.
I know that I speak for all the board members as well as Eric in saying that we all wish Brett the best of luck in whatever he decides to do in the future, and thank him for his time here at Pine Ridge. I also want to assure all of our community members that the level of maintenance around the community will not decline. Although it is not our decision to make this change, Brett resigned his position by his own volition. I personally believe that once we have replacements in place, that the association has the opportunity to improve the level of maintenance and the speed in which maintenance issues are addressed. Based on what I know we have been able to accomplish, despite adversity at times during my 4 years, I'm confident we will be successful in this endeavor. Thank you. I now must announce that the voting is now closed, and we will start registering the proxies and counting the votes at this time. Well, you have to choose. Why don't you go ahead and do it?
We have received 252 proxies in total. With some people electing to not vote for any of the items. Some people electing to vote for some of the items. But question one, 161 voted to approve the doors, 78 disapproved the doors. That does give us a 2/3 majority of those who voted. So that one I would want to verify with our attorney that we're in line, but it appears that it has passed. Question number 2 is, should we waive or perform the financial audit? It's a question we have every single year. We have 195 approved to waive it, 44 disapprove. So that motion passes, we'll waive the audit.
It says it's about 15 grand.
And question 3 is rolling over the funds, any excess funds that we have from this year, rolling them over into next year's budget so we can use it to offset and keep the dues at a manageable level. 222 approvals, 13 disapprovals, and that motion passes. So it appears all 3 motions have passed. Motion 1, or question 1 is very close, so we're going to just certify that with our attorney before we say it's definitely a pass, but it appears like it is.
Any old business come before the board?
I'd like to just give a quick update. We had scheduled to seal coat the streets and parking lots in December, and having been done by now with it. We got held up in permitting with the county, and there are a couple permitting issues that the board is going to have to discuss how to handle. The crew was ready to start this week, but I went ahead and said no, that we'd be setting ourselves up for failure. We're not going to have this place all tied off and roped off for Christmas and New Year's and that type of thing. So what we are going to do is push it back until probably April, and that'll give the new board, whoever that may be, time to discuss the permitting issue and decide how we want to address it.
I'd like to add to that, that the repair to the streets have been done. It's just the seal coating that's not done.
Right. The seal coating and the striping, and we could definitely squeeze one more year out of what we have. It still looks a lot better than it did when we did it the last time. And we don't want to start it now when we've got a permitting issue up in the air that if we do it wrong we could get in trouble for, and it's just too close to Christmas. They were supposed to start 2 or 3 weeks ago and be done by now. So rather than set ourselves up for failure or mistakes, and what we do with this permit is going to be a relatively significant decision by the board depending which direction they go. I didn't want to have a board that make that decision that may not be the board going forward. So that's another reason why we're going to hold back. We're going to reconvene in January and set it up for the end of March to the middle of April, that area.
Any other old business comes before the board?
Yes, I have something. May I, sir?
Yes. Ma'am.
On behalf of the Board of Directors in the whole Pine Ridge community, I want to thank Tommy for volunteering your time as president of the board for the past 4 years. Under your leadership, the board, along with management, has accomplished a number of significant projects that will continue to have a lasting impact on our community. I'm going to take just a moment. Why I say a moment, it's going to take more than a moment to go through some of these, and I'll cut them off short, maybe. Anyhow, well, you know, you guys, you can't say it just right sometimes. Anyhow, we have a new gate system. We updated our gate system to match what current communities are using in order to provide better access control for our residents. A new maintenance shed. We replaced our old and dilapidated maintenance area with a 1,200 square foot warehouse building. And I understand we even got that thing cleaned up a little bit the other day. Started to anyhow. Orange River Boulevard fence, along the fencing come into our place,
Tommy met with the commissioners and people along there to get us something new. You remember how horrible it looked. Well, now it looks so much better, and we do have somebody here that goes out and picks up the stuff in that area. And I don't know who that is. Could you tell me? Alice and Daryl. Are they here?
They're over there.
Oh, hi. How are you? Anyhow, you're doing a good job. Thank you so much. They've been helping Tommy with that. He was going to have to do it if they didn't. Anyhow, so that was a wonderful thing for our situation here. They got that all done. And that certainly was Tommy's doing to get that done. That Value Place Hotel over there, they wanted to put like a Las Vegas sign out there. And everyone that lived along there would have had daylight all the time in their places. And it'd go flashing off and on and everything. And Tommy got that taken care of. We went down there, I think you went to the county commissioners, didn't you? I thought so. The pool, under your leadership, we now have food and snacks while we're at the pool. And also have music piped into the pool. I think, Ann, we did some of that for you too, didn't we? Some of that food and snacks. No, that's cigarettes right there. Hurricane Irma, you guided us through Hurricane Irma and the cleanup efforts, as well as working with Eric to negotiate a compromise settlement with the insurance company. This allowed us to recover some of the money we spent to clean up without having to pay any legal fees or get stuck in a prolonged court battle. That was really one heck of a fight, people, to get such a little bit of money that we finally got out of them. And then we switched insurance companies and got a lower premium and than we were paying prior to the hurricane.
Better coverage.
And better coverage, okay. Installed a stage for performances outside by the lake. Refurbished the dock, which looks wonderful now. And I think probably most of you have already seen it. If not, you need to. Completely refurbished a walk path around the lake, and I'm sure most of you have already seen that or walked in it. And completely resurfaced our tennis and pickleball courts as well as our shuffleboard courts. Improved the lighting around the parking lots and around the community. Negotiated and agreed in principle on a new agreement with Comcast, which included a $40,000 sign-up bonus. And we had some consultants which they got rid of before they really did anything because they weren't happy with the way things were going. Or we would have had to pay them 25% of that bonus, but as it was, it worked out fine, and it just happened to work out that way. I mean, we didn't cut them off right at the last minute or anything. They just weren't doing anything really to help us that much. And improved amenities, Pine Ridge has a new fire pit and shaded gas grill area. Work has begun on a shaded community picnic area. We will soon have 3 shaded hammocks around the community and 2 new pool cabana type areas. This is only some of the projects that have been completed during your presidency, Tommy. We're grateful to have had you as our president for the past 4 years. Being president of the board is a very demanding position, as I'm sure you know. It comes with a lot of pleasure, takes up a lot of time, and comes with 0 pay. You always represented our community during the time as president with integrity, honesty, and class. With that being said, I would like to honor you with this plaque commemorating your 4 years as president of the board and to say thank you for all you have done for your community.
Made it sound like I did all the work. These guys did the work.
You were the leader.
That's great.
You know, it's presented to President Tommy McIntyre in recognition and gratitude for your outstanding service to our community, Pine Ridge Condominium Association, 2015 through 2018.
Any other new
You got
business?
that.
Okay,
No, you didn't give me that. Hearing none. Wait, why do you say yo? Whoa. Oh, yes, but you're adjourning this meeting, right? Oh, no. Okay, we're not adjourning this one. Okay.
No, sorry.
Anyhow, we'll go on with the other part of the meeting, which is
So,
voting.
at this time, we're going to have the election committee come up and take their places. And the board takes place in the audience. Now, the counting of the votes is going to take between 20 and 30 minutes, is what I estimate. But it takes a very high level of concentration for the people counting, because we cannot have any mistakes. So please, we do it out in the open, so it's very transparent, everyone can see what's happening. The key is talking to a minimum. If you do want to talk and chat, you're welcome to go out front and do so. But it's very difficult for these guys to count the votes when there's a lot of noise in the background. So we really ask for your help with that. And the election committee would turn on their shares.
Try not to say anything about that. What'd you do? Janet.
Janet, who said Janet? Oh, is that what you do?
Yeah.
A couple people have asked me to cover your belly.
So I said what you do is go up and scratch your belly.
I noticed that when I got here, the shirt used to hang down to my knees.
It's from
And now Sarah says that people cover my shirt.
Yeah. He didn't tell him. Yeah, he said no.
This shirt used to be really long.
I know.
Something I'm going to train up until about 96. But do you remember the Ocean Pacific corduroy short shorts and all that? I've still got it there, like the early 70s. And I wore it till I was 42 years old. And I hold them up now and they're like about that big. I'm going to have to get a cami shirt. A cami shirt. Buckles underneath to keep your shirt tailwind. That belly does that. There's too much of it. If I didn't have all of this, I know people were mean. I'm keeping it down. I'm going outside.
That was so unacceptable. That was cute. You're going home. Yeah, but he doesn't want to forego the pin. He's got a Star Trek pin. Star
Run it off? You want this fan off?
No, the one on the English channel, BBC, Dr.
What's the wrong one?
Okay, I can't think of the name of this.
There are RA region.
he loves science fiction. I love science fiction.
You want the fan on or off? Off?
These are both for garbage.
Is this phone off? Because Ken shouldn't hear what they're saying. Okay.
We're not allowed.
The only thing I would say would be a question about shovel that snow. Okay, guys, go ahead and start over.
What's the pen? $75 here.
So this is I'm looking for a lot of it. Yeah, yeah. They, yeah, to oversee the whole operation.
You need to have a razor blade, where you have knives, and, you know, you probably have some back here. Oh, really?
Well, they're better over
Is it standing up with this weather? Yeah, I'm warm now. This is good.
They're starting online. There's a lot of
We don't need a recall.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
No recalls.
Why he's hanging out back there?
Making sure this the right one, right? Eric, can you give us a Band-Aid? A Band-Aid?
I didn't do one.
Becky needs a little one.
You got a bleeder?
I didn't do it. That's so they knew you were gonna do it.
You stick it to the inside envelope still. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough. Well, at first Eric asked us both to work on the count, but like he had forgotten that Judy would do it when she came back from England and stuff like that. So. They're about half done. No, they can't. There's state laws.
These are all garbage, right?
Man, do you know how much those are? I think I'd rather count them.
I'll make it work. You got it?
Yeah.
One coming down is a little bit apart. You gotta push it together.
It's a good bunch. They're good.
Yeah. But I don't like those letter openers they're using.
The metal one.
Yeah, I don't like those. I like the smaller ones that slit with the razor blade.
It really cut themselves.
Yeah, but you're right, they would.
I feel like I did it home, but I use a knife, I just,
Well, that's a weapon.
it's a steak knife, and I just
I have used this one. Thank you. I've done
Yes.
that.
He uses his pocket knife a lot.
Swiss Army.
yeah, most places can't be without them.
I can't.
Well, we come from an era, you know, where everybody has one.
Yes. As a matter of fact, somewhere I had one movie that I heard, and it was really buried, and I was surprised. All of a sudden I thought I went to the airport several times with this.
And you took it out, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And that's easy to forget, especially if you don't use it hardly at all.
I don't know why I guess because something didn't know where I got it.
When I was in Japan, I flew back from Japan, this was in the 80s. They actually took it away from me and gave it to me when I landed. The pilot had it.
But you got it back.
Yes.
Nowadays, you wouldn't get it back.
So when we went to Alaska, like 20 years ago, it's no longer. We all kicked the and I never used it, it's still in the cupboard. A knife to do something, I can't remember what it was supposed to be doing. You know, the couple and so if they had theirs and that was it now.
Never use it again.
No, I called it big, it was big, box. That you can avoid.
I feel like I was.
Oh, I love
I was in the army for 2 years.
Oh, really?
In fact, I was in the Air Force and I was at Fort Richardson.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Kim Curry has I'm thinking,
Good Friday.
I remember one because it was a baseball game.
It's kind of quiet, but it was a 9.2, and it was the most powerful earthquake in America.
First thing I see every now and again. These were the ones that had been boys. And the one and I guess they let the kids play around and it was three. It fun. The one for some reason was smaller.
Is that a Seward? Rest of the title right
About halfway or
I actually went through the tunnel. It was quite a thing.
You know what?
My unit,
We were idiots.
we were practice over in the Army
73 or something.
and
It was ridiculous.
we was the 24th Transportation. We moved our field kitchen, the Army field kitchen feeder. We went downtown and we were feeding the soldiers and the people. It was no electricity, there was no nothing, no gas, no nothing. It was nothing.
What you want something
It was,
else she did.
you know, it was mud, but it was still cold.
She opened the
And it snowed. And we fed them, and then I was running down the Seward. Those are down there. The Cook Inlet came in. Everything dropped, and the ocean came in, and the railroad tracks were underwater. They've had the sinks go up a couple of hundred feet under the railroad bed in the hills and stuff. It was interesting. Then there was Siamese humans. Biggest building in America. And it lasted 5 minutes. And it knocked me right off my feet. I was bumping the floor in they call it the orderly room. It was just the office of the unit. And running the process. And the next thing I see him, white stuff coming down. She shut the door. I jumped down a small flight of 5 stairs, went down another one out the door, and then it knocked me off my feet. And I was holding on to whatever little bits of grass that was still there. And I was rolling around. I was rolling around. I couldn't stay flat like that. And the motor pool walls came down, trucks going, the caterpillars like pinky toys moved all over the place. Then we got downtown and 4th Avenue had dropped. And the marquee was an alley theater. You could almost walk right on from the street. Our barracks had holes, you could look down the floor.
No, that's not what I want.
You could look. Yeah, different. Something I won't forget.
The ones I did that.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
We left about 4:35.
Oh, that's a perfect time.
Maybe at a modified on the rail. So we went to get a bus, couple buses around the so we went there. But by the time
I would have loved to have brought you when I was on a winter maneuvers up like there. Although it's nice, it's 65 below zero. The wind was blowing like crazy. We were in 10-man tents, and no one wanted to be the first one to wake up. No one had to hold the step. It is cold.
And even if she was,
Yeah, and during the winter,
I know that. The thing is, and they have a very low pay now. They lost
go down around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
almost a third of the hourly wage. Just like
And up
that.
north,
They're gonna lose everything they have. When they have to get rid of these
the only
people.
weekend the mailing, we didn't see many there.
I mean, everybody has their pluses and their minuses.
I would rather wait.
That's because now it was on fire.
Window side, I didn't get lost in my one number when I go. When I'm thinking, oh, lady, someone else.
I had to drive that stuff in tractor trailers and armored, not armored, but the scout vehicles, scout vehicles. Nowadays,
It's a tough
did what we did back then in Denali, everyone would be in jail. We were all over the place on these vehicles, you know.
But by the time that I didn't get to say just move this and get out of it.
the weight on his shoulders. I know that. But the thing is, that's not the only thing.
Did you go to the Portage Glacier?
We now have to find a better.
Fort Seward, you go to Fort
She
Seward?
lost a mom. She lost a good
Little
man.
I don't
And it's, there's no future in it.
There's some,
the rainforest.
they had it, but they had a cannery down in Kenai. And I was at the wild, after the earthquake, they transferred me to the Wildwood Station, which is a tiny little elementary town. I think they snooped on the Russians, but I really don't know. And I had an idea because it kind of feels all but about more than 200 people in the whole place. My job is to drive the tractor trailer back and forth Anchorage. And sometimes I delivered fuel, and then sometimes I picked up that trailer with laundry and things like that, and go back to the fuel
It's simple. You know, I think
That's out by Coke Junction. I never drove this. I drove a piece of it with a tractor trailer, which is very little. Very little.
and
They work with very rudimentary
I think it
stuff.
might
They don't
be
have a lot of the
3
nice
times a year.
earth stuff they
I might
have.
have some.
He never said he was a quiet person anyway. He would, it's a good thing he was just up there. I don't think that's I think he would have had to do
both
it,
of us
but
have had very high sensitive jobs.
The thing
And
is,
if we had overextended ourselves in one,
see, I don't know, all I know is
yeah, they filled it out of nothing.
and now our philosophy is, why should I do something?
You've heard of Coke Junction, TOK Coke Junction, and it went down towards Canada.
That's our theory.
That was a tough road. With the bridges where there was nothing, there's a power plant, there's nothing underneath them.
Don't worry. Some of us know the real deal.
Very, very difficult work.
You know what I mean?
Oh, geez.
I mean, now I can have
Most times you built that road, they're like bombs.
yes, they are.
Oh, I love this
That
one.
always wore long
I'm gonna put
sleeves.
that one here.
Long
I can't
sleeves,
get
long
it right
pants,
under.
back.
Houses, they always put in the past there.
I know, but,
There's a part of the highway going down to Seward and then down to Kenai, and they used to get avalanches on them. And I was at Wildwood Station. What we would do is we would load a Oshkosh snow fighter, snowblower. It was like 8 feet high, 10 feet across. And of course it had a giant engine on the back of the truck that ran the snowblower and stuff. And we would drive to this area and start snow blowing the thing through the they were like 10, 15 feet high. And the guys from the Fort Richardson and Alaska Department of Highways were using an Army howitzer and shooting the shells into the hill and trying to cause more of the avalanche to come down. And we would go along and blow the snow, and then you'd have a road grader behind us with a very high grade way up like that and clear the top and push it over. And I hated it. One of us had to go out with a thing and feel a snowbank with a stick, and then we'd get in the truck and drive off, and the other guy would be in the front. So we'd take turns doing it. I never went there. Get down south. When I was up there, up north, I also Air Force Base and Fort Wainwright up in Clearbank there. 65 degrees and it was below zero. That's the temperature. That wasn't wind. We used to wear gloves so you could turn the handles on the get in the brakes. And the truck stayed running all the time. You couldn't try it. Yeah, totally free. Totally free. The oil turned into molasses. And these big quantities. We would drive your truck in and then close the door behind you. Have two trucks, the tractor, the trailer, and they would shut them off. And they had these big air blowers. William Nelson, I'll never forget the name. And they would blow on them, and they would turn to oil, and they would make them from them, start them back up again, and drive out the other way. And that's how it worked. But I remember they dragged a truck in, and they had to use a armored personnel carrier to direct the tracks, tread, to grant this thing in, and they sort of brought it in, and the armored vehicle went out the front, closed the door, and put the heat on it. The truck went from green to whitish, back to green. It took hours to install that thing.
You wouldn't know the woodcut, like people
I see these people sometimes, and I can understand. I was sweet on this one girl that was the mother was the librarian. It was a little library, smaller than we got in here, but it was a good BOD job. He was a good job. And they owned some, a little some. And everything they hand cranked the slab wood stove, and the door on the side of the stove, I put the slab in and close it, always burning, and cheap.
Yes, well, of course you went out and passed it here or whatever you did.
Yeah, and you took the bath once a week, because that's not a lot.
Yeah, that was the part. Because the there's a guy down the street that's so
My job, as I told you, I had to take the trailer bank. It was full of the military laundry and the dependents and all that stuff. Everybody had laundry belts with the tags on it, and we brought it, and they had an army laundry. Big thing. Yeah, it was big. And they washed everything and stuff, and then they would load the truck up, and then I'd go to supply, and they'd put all the spare parts in that I needed, and this, and this. And I was already going back at the bread, and coming back with a big tanker, that picked the box up, everything's done, everything. And then the people would go and to wherever the supplies, and the people would go. With the truck, like big
I expected I don't remember what it
wasn't anything people out of a cup of coffee across the back room.
Wow, it's surrender. Oh, it's bittersweet though, right? Bittersweet. You know, like, I know you don't drink coffee, so you have to come around this of water.
I landed in that's where we landed.
No, I don't
And
And I needed this.
I can tell you, I remember one time I was driving up there and I had a round engine in a like some kind of a hermetically sealed metal thing with bolts all around it. And tied down on my trip. I went in about 15 miles on a dirt road, and I got to the end, and it was a thing called an M88.
But tonight I do.
It's a 10-foot tree that doesn't pick up things. We broke down. And they sat there, and their engine was sitting out, because they had opened it up and all that. I got in there, and they were able to have a breathe and they would lift this thing off, but the other one got on. Could not turn around. Could not turn the car around. Could not try everything.
But I do have to.
It was a nightmare. About 15 minutes.
That's like a big amount.
Boom! And it was a tough, there were lodges on the road, and they didn't have stores, they were like lodges. And you wanted a coffee or something, that's when they wanted to.
But, well, I can't remember what it seemed like a lot. She said, no, they come tourists, but
They sucked it up. It was very expensive.
they weren't really clean us. I can't, like you say,
Meal tickets or something.
I don't know how she arranged it through, because maybe we got to Anchorage
Just imagine in 63 or 64 when Kennedy got shot. I was driving up to Missile Lane, overlooking Anchorage at the top of the mountains, overlooking Anchorage. And I was up there and I dropped an officer off. And I was back to the sedan, and the green army sedan. I don't have anything. Then they stopped the Arctic Valley ski bowl with my belly up. And I was going to get some sandwiches because they had some food up there. Everyone was just sitting around the dead place. And I'm going, what's going on? What's going on? They said the president took some shot. Because it was in the morning. And, oh, crap. That's the president. They put me on guard duty and they drove me up to a place called the Cruising. My thing was in the middle of the night. And I'm out there standing on a little track that people walk. And I've got my people. And everybody in the scene. And I'm standing there and hearing rumble. I was standing here semi-light back in the morning, and I had my fuzzy thing all around the parka and all my Mickey Mouse boots, the white boots, the big boots, and when I'm standing and I'm looking to see the light, I'm looking at the light, and he can't see the light. I haven't seen it yet. It's like he's been out here in the army and so it's coming along. And people don't understand. I'm standing looking at it like that, and the people are looking at me. I'm standing I'm watching. I go by like this. Your uncle who is Second World War. That's good. He didn't go to the Pacific. He didn't go to the World War.
When I was at Costco, I was looking at the brown so disgusting. The brown.
It's not a
Yeah, and you know, it's like, so if I told
these are these massive undertakings. Huge things. And
no, what would you
there's any place over.
I'm not doing this. Well, I'm not doing
It's got the armies are more or less there, and it's more or less there's stores opening up. The guys are telling me it's not as bad as it looks. But from what I gather, life goes on no matter what. I've been in Germany, I mean, the places are well.
I'll let you know something, okay? Because something would go down the broccoli and everywhere I get broccoli,
Beautiful buildings. Special Operations Command and Central Commander up there. That's, I mean, they could see everything going on, and, you know, through the drones and the satellites. But that's when the headquarters were there. Yeah. And we do it via telephone. And he
so I'll let you know if I have.
because they didn't do it. He put his yes man from the school.
That is the event.
Comes out Saturday after. But the thing is,
Because I was thinking, I'm probably
he's having a good time. And I don't know what he thought he was getting into. You see how fast people are getting shit canned out of it. So, because they don't accept for doing bad things a long time.
put your foot in the bucket.
I can do that.
See if you can get it out.
My feet are small enough. Gotta remember, gotta look at the size.
The problem is that they're trying to get into Russia. The guy who wrote this manifesto.
Oh my.
He lied.
That's a good sign.
Yes, these guys are getting caught using these deals for 10 years ago. So they're all he said, no one wants to be part of this. You're right, no one wants to be
Top part upstairs. Just stuck.
I knew a little of Washington, and what I used to like is the people that I worked with knew how to compromise. I remember Chick O'Neill, I was my second service in the military. I was there for and my job was air traffic controller at the Pentagon helicopter. That's where I was in the Army when I did it. And we had a VIP lounge downstairs, and the guys used to come in, held me in. I had they were all friends. I mean, you know, I bought 2 dozen 50 cream donuts on the way in. I'm not kidding. I did. And That's what I get. You know, I schmoozed with him and stuff because I was one floor up my little very nice place. It's so palatial.
I was in one of the first trips that I like that one better because it was not but it was I think it might just like that they were like stainless steel kind of metal. You could sit on the ground
We're almost ready to roll.
You know, when you went there, did you see the cement pad with a big square cement pad at the side of the Pentagon building next to the airport?
They wouldn't let us get ways from where the bus stop was not to get to. So, for sure I got a schedule for the bus.
Where that place is, where the plane gets the building, there's the pad, the big square pad, and the highway used to be. I knew a couple of secretaries inside.
Thank God to the last two. It looks like.
That's always the question.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
They're doing the last ones now.
All right, last balance coming down.
It was just, they just I really liked you better than New York City.
I hope so.
But New York
Really?
City, yeah, New York City's so busy.
Well, I don't like New York City.
But it's restful. And they were benches, and like benches. You could sit on the bench. I don't know what the ladies were. Who you were with and what you were doing. And then you just sitting and held out. Fortunately, I didn't tell anybody.
Now they gotta tabulate that.
And they gotta make sure it all comes out.
The numbers matter.
Yeah.
I've got to go see that. One Veterans Day after my thing in Washington, D.C. And I took her to the Pentagon Heliport. And I went to the facility supervisor was there on the Veterans Day, and they were having a mission tonight, so she got to see the control tower and got to see a helicopter.
What do you say we give the election board a good hand?
Yeah!
I don't know.
I don't even know what the place is like.
Did he volunteer you for this job? I bet he did.
We're from nearly full time. It's right on the Massachusetts. Kathy was a rural milk. One of her customers and a guy that we knew named Covington. We had black Labrador. They did. She was killed in the fire. The pilot lived down the street from Pelham, which is 12 a mile down the road. One of the air traffic controllers was Nashua Center, which is a big, large building, you know, with all the radar screens. His wife was one of them. And a lot of the postal people and a lot of the federal employees donated goodies so that he could get out because he was shot. There was a lot of people in that area that we had a thing called Captana, security control aviation. And then in case of emergency,
As it got toward the end.
It threw the whole planet down. Everything is changed. Anything that I knew, and that's classified information. I used to go to the White House and the president would say, that's how I met my brother. I used to go to the vice president and he would go to radio.
Election committee, thank you. Thank you. Take the rest of the day off. Back to the day off. Just keep checking out.
That'll get him going.
Thank you.
Hey, big guy.
So the board, will the board of directors come back up?
You doing okay, girls?
That's why they might.
Mike? Okay, we're going to reconvene and announce the results.
Okay.
Like you've had a little too much drink already.
So the way it goes is we reconcile each count to make sure we have the same number of ballots by counting on both ends. Now, the numbers are off by one vote from both ends. However, the difference between the fourth and the fifth vote getter is well over one vote. So well, not well over, but more than one. And so really the one vote off is immaterial to the results of the election. Unless you guys want to do it again.
We're good.
So Tom will announce we had 251 total ballots cast, and Tom will announce the winners.
I'll give that choice for each one. Okay, as soon as we call this meeting to a close, the new board will come up and have their board meeting and go on with it. So your new board members are, by alphabetical order, Isabel Costanzo, Scott Harris, Ken Jerome, and Mont Lalonde. Okay, Donna and Bill, thank you for running, and better luck next year.
So now we're going to adjourn the first meeting, and we'll let Jan.
I got a minute to make first. Yeah. As a past, when a president retires, the vice president takes over for 1 month. And at the end of the month, then the officers, or not the board, not the officers, the board will select their officers, president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. Okay? So, since I'm retiring, Janet's going to take over as president until January. And then she still may be president.
We're going to actually
You're gonna vote on that?
Yeah. All in favor of doing it that way? Any opposed? Okay. That's the way we'll handle it then.
So are you adjourned now?
Yes.
First meeting's adjourned. The second one will take place real quick.
Isabel, take your place.
Yeah, let me.
Isabel, you want to come up, please?
Give that.
Take this thing out of here.
Where do you want me to go here?
Take it home. Hang on.
There, Tommy.
Take my place.
Oh, I can never fill your shoes.
Come sit.
So we did. Okay. And that's over. If you guys give me that thing, then I can call this meeting to order. This meeting will now come to order. It does not last very long, folks. Anyhow, will you please, Eric, I'd like to call the roll.
Michael Allen. Here. Phil Schifano.
Here.
John Fricker.
Here.
Ken Jerome.
Here.
Janet Miranda.
Here.
Isabel Costanza.
Here.
Scott Harris.
Here.
We have a full board.
Thank you. And there was proof of notice of this meeting.
This notice was mailed to everybody, yes.
Okay. And we need to vote again for the position, this position that I'm assuming tonight for a month. And we need to have that voted by the new board. Do I hear a motion to have the interim president mentioned or named?
I make the motion.
You do. Okay, a second, please.
I second it.
Okay, any discussion?
All in favor?
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. Okay, that carries. Okay, and also, we'd like to have a vote to make Scott, he is treasurer here, he was treasurer with the last board. Now he's, to have him continue as treasurer for this month also, or until we have our next meeting. Do I hear a motion?
Yeah, I make the motion.
Second?
I second the motion.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no. And I believe, folks, after that, we appreciate you all being here this evening. This was a little lengthy, but we've had board meetings this long. So we are now adjourned. Till